Welcome back to Dum-Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never roleplayed before journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Great Wizard Bukake, your host. Our heroes are triangulating zombies. Butthole realized if they could identify the puppet string's directions, they could find the zombie's master. Juniper made her way to the theater, and Quinny tracked the zombie strings at the docks. But why did Lexi the Bard recognize Juniper, and what does that mean for our heroes? Find out next on Dum-Dums and Dragons.
Juniper, you are staring down an incredibly aghast satyr.
What's a satyr?
A satyr is a half goat, half person.
Mr. Tumnus.
Yeah,
Phil
like
from
Mr.
Hercules.
Tumnus. She's got a mop of curly blonde hair, little pointed ears, very bright violet eyes, has just completely fumbled her pan flute. She's wearing a long coat and is just kind of strapped with like a lute over her back. You can see kind of like a harp stuffed into one of the pockets. Clearly just like a lot of instrumentation. And she is staring at you with her jaw down, just agog, having just declared, "Holy shit, that's Juniper."
Hi, yes, I am. I'm sorry. Have we met?
She goes, "Oh my god!
I'm so sorry.
Oh my
I
god!
apologize
Oh my
if I
god!
don't recall.
This is no. Of course, no. You don't need to. You don't need to apologize for anything. I need to apologize because I'm being a fucking mess right now. I'm being a fucking mess in front of. Okay.
You have beautiful eyes. Has anyone ever told you
Oh my
that?
god! No. Yes. They have. A couple people, and I didn't believe them because I'm working on that. But thank you. That's very kind. So do you? You have so many aspects to you that are amazing, and you're here and you're talking to me, and that's a whole thing. I'm sorry. I've written songs about you, and this is deeply weird
What?
for me. Yeah. Sorry. I should introduce myself. Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm
Yes,
clearly
I came
a little.
here looking for you.
You came. Okay. Wow. Okay. Great. Okay. This is a very odd day for Lexi. Cool. Great.
Why don't we just do this? Hi, I'm Juniper. Reaches out her
Hi,
hand
Lexi.
just to let's just.
Shakes the hand. Says
Yeah.
hi. I'm sorry. Look, I've been following you and your dum-dums for a while. I've been hearing about your exploits. I've written songs. I've heard the tales, and it's quite something to meet you in person. Here with the zombies and the singing.
Wow, that's lovely. Thank you.
Thank you. You saved the world. I mean, you
Well, there were a
followed.
lot of us.
I know, but
Who
like you
did
followed,
that,
you followed your scroll, and you
know
slowed
about
down
that,
the great.
huh?
I have been collecting every story about the Dum-Dums I can, but I've been particularly fascinated by your journey. Are you here because of the? Are you guys dealing with the? Boom.
I mean, there's a little something we're doing here.
Wow, that's incredible. I'm also just really happy you're not dead. I kind of heard some rumors that maybe like.
Well, I'm not dead. Correct.
Great. Okay.
Just like,
Amazing.
I have to go into it.
Great. Okay. Well, look, I don't want to get in the way of all of this. I can't believe I'm seeing Juniper solve things. Chief Justice Juniper solving a real life problem. Oh my God. Okay, you go ahead. I'll be over here if you need help. I'm right here. Just arm's length. You do your thing.
Thanks. I'm just gonna go in if you don't mind.
Oh,
Come
yeah,
in
do you
and
want me to
just,
show you where the zombie?
Just
Yeah,
have a little look around, not disrupt anything.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, not to be too much of a Bucky or anything, but like, yeah. Let me help you.
You know Bucky?
Of course I know Bucky. I know. Look, neither the
I
time
think
nor
you
the
and
place.
Bucky would be really good friends, to
Really?
be honest.
That's very nice. I appreciate that. But look, we should deal with the undead thing. Okay, so she leads you into the temple, and it is acoustically perfect in here. It's one of those sort of rooms that has been built specifically for perfect echo, perfect sound.
Yep.
And it is stunningly decorated from floor to ceiling, and yet not in a way that's overwhelming or in a way where the styles clash. If there needs to be a delineation of artwork, it's been done very clearly a temple to a creative deity. Mm-hmm. So Lexi leads you in with kind of the clop of her hooves, and you can see that before this kind of large choir that is just as bedraggled as the bartender, just kind of singing Cause a little bit like the in a Gabba DeVita joke in The Simpsons, where they get to the end of it, they're all just like very like harried and kind of disheveled, and there's just bell ringers just ringing these massive fucking bells as they continue to sing, and there's like there's just ardents running around handing out water so that people can like take sips on the go. But this is very much, you know, they're all at it, and sure enough, in there's sort of rounded, sort of crescent moon style pews kind of aiming inward towards this, in perfect kind of acoustic listening spaces around this massive room. There sits a dwarven zombie. She's got long braided hair, an axe sunk in her collarbone, very, very deep, is wearing chainmail, and is sitting there, eyes closed, just swaying slightly.
And it's just the one zombie?
There are others lining the wall standing by, but they're just staying there.
They're in waiting.
Yep.
Like, okay.
Yeah. So, and Lexi explains that too. She's like, the whole time I've been here, I've only seen this one. They've been listening very, very intently. The rest of them have been nearby. No one has touched them. And she points out on the floor where there's just like a massive blast splatter pattern. And she says, as I understand it, before I got here, one of the guards tried to move one of them and they exploded. So I've just been trying to triangulate how far the blast radius is, in case there's a way to do it with magic where you can maybe like do something, but it's wide, and it looks like it turns the body into shrapnel. So it's not, there's like a magical blast, but then also
bits of bone.
Bits
stuff
of
like
bone.
that.
She kind of like points out various places where you can see it. So she's like, I don't know about that. As to the rest of them, they don't seem to be listening. You can see this one's swaying, these ones aren't. They're all just stand there.
Just give me a minute to do something if you don't mind. And I'm gonna cast detect magic to see if I.
Yeah, and she just like fucks off to a corner with a little grin and watches. So you see the wisp kind of coming off of the one that's listening. You can see the ears glowing. There aren't any wisps on the hands or feet, just kind of off the head. And the draw point is directly east. So, towards Old Chancel.
Okay. Well, that answers that. And the rest of them, it's kind of that, just a little bit of glow around them.
I think at this point you can basically see that it's almost like an access point, like a hook point. Like if someone else needed, they're just, it's the same kind of glow, just isn't being pulled in any direction.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, that answers that.
You can see Lexi biting her lip.
How are you gonna
not
break things off with Lexi?
Yeah. And she just kind of turns to Lexi, says, well, I've learned that's.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. I'll
Just like, I have no idea how how sensitive this person is.
I'm like holding my breath.
Thank you. Is there anything else that you've learned or?
I wish I'm more in I can persuade people, and I've got kind of bardic stuff for that. I don't really have a lot of detection based stuff, so I've just been looking. I mean, I said triangulate earlier, but really I've just been looking. I've just been looking at the blast pattern. I didn't really learn much about it, so no. But you got what you need, so that's great.
Thank you. You've been so helpful.
Okay.
One more question. I imagine if the singing stops, kaboom.
Oh, yes, very much.
Does it have to be these particular voices, or
it has to be members of the choir? There's a couple of like exhausted people sleeping. She's like, so there. Luckily, there were a couple of backups that have been swapping in and out. But no, there aren't replacements for everyone in the section, so it's been the singers have had to learn, but we can't bring in other singers. So some of them have been having to sing a little bit off key, and it gets a little bit agitated when that happens, but otherwise it's fine.
Are you doing okay?
I mean, yes. It's very kind of you to ask. I'm just kind of out here trying to help out. You spend so long singing about other people doing cool things that you think maybe one day you should try. So that's kind of what I came here to do. And now I've helped you on on your quest. So that's pretty great. But I won't really feel okay about this until those folks can go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and she kind of lowers her voice, like, we're working on it, and gives her a wink.
She's like, oh shit. Okay, cool. Well, I'll hold down the fort here, and maybe I'll see you and the others at Funky Town. Oh God, it's okay. I'll stay here. I'll stay here. You.
Thank you.
Bye. Funky Town? What the fuck were you? Okay, just goes and sits on one of the pews, and just like kind of looks over her shoulder at you as you're leaving, and just like beat red, just be like, Funky Town. Why would you mention Funky Town? Kicks her.
Let's Juniper just kind of calls back.
Oh no!
This is my Scott's tots.
Calls back. She's like, when we get finished this, we'll be back in Asgard. You're welcome to come over, and we can,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's even more incredible when you realize they're both yelling over a choir.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
It was really delightful to meet you.
The honor was all my pleasure. The pleasure
Good luck
was all
with
my.
your barding.
Thank you. Good luck with. Goodbye.
Bye. See you later. She rolls out.
Oh God!
I don't understand the power dynamic and what I'm supposed to do in this situation.
Are you saying that? Does she hear you?
No, that's Juniper's internal monologue.
Oh, incredible.
Meanwhile, at the Palace of Beauty, Butthole, you are attending a play. So you approach the Palace of Beauty, which is a garish nightmare. It is over-designed in a theme park level of nonsense. There's giant tragedy and comedy masks that cast a shadow of them that moves across the ground. It is just overdone in the extreme. But it is large. It's a large amphitheater, and it is ringed by zombies sort of standing by. And there is a single zombie sitting in kind of the perfect middle of the amphitheater, watching very tired tragedians perform the tragedy of Karsus and the fall of Netheril. You're arriving just in time for the Arcanist Karsus to realize that he has caused the fall of Empire, and he's delivering the last lines of his monologue about flying too close to the sun, and if only he's like holding up on his knees as the actors behind him do a very artistic rendition of the city of Netheril crashing into the ground, and it just says, "Truly I have learned that if a god is born, one must allow it, not attempt to seize their powers. Karsus, you fool! You tried to rise, but in doing so, caused a fall." And then the city crumbles behind him, and he just lowers his hands and says, "So ends the tale of Netheril. Learn from it, or face its fate." And he looks directly at the zombie, and the zombie, who is a gnome, just stands up and does the Shia LaBeouf claps. Mm-hmm. So just full arms out seal
the actual
claps.
Cannibal.
Yeah, actual cannibal.
Yeah,
Shia
and
LaBeouf
then just
claps.
faster and faster.
Just faster and faster and faster. And then you see his wrist snap from clapping too hard, and the gnome looks down at his wrist and opens his mouth and just starts to scream. And the body starts to expand.
I'm ducking behind pews. I'm
and
diving.
the actors on stage are like, "It's happening again!" And all of them duck behind chunks of Netheril as the gnome just rapidly expands, eyes wide, mouth wide, and pops. There's a blast of arcane fire, a purple-green explosion, and just shrapnel of gnome flies everywhere. And from backstage, you just hear the stage manager say, "Okay, places for Act 1. And they lower the pockmarked Netheril set that has clearly taken a few of these as a human dragging one leg shuffles from the line of zombies and goes to an usher who hands them a brochure and guides them to the seat and points to the seat. And the zombie does the awkward, like, walking in front of people's feet shuffle, looks at the number, and then plunks down and just opens the program book and stares blankly at it.
Great. Is there a place where Butthole can buy a ticket?
Yeah, there's a ticket seller who is very nervously there as part of the pageantry.
I'm going to approach that ticket seller. Just be like, "Hello, I would like one ticket. I'm imagining these tickets are numbered by the seat."
And she just looks at me and goes, "Yeah."
Amazing. I would like to sit 4 seats behind that person. And he points to the zombie.
She says, "Pardon me, sir, but you did see the explosion just now. You're aware that you'll be in somewhat imminent danger if you sit anywhere near that one, eh?"
Yeah, that's fine. I just want to sit a couple rows behind. I'm probably going to watch like one act and then I got to run. I just got to get a little bit of education before I go back to work.
Oh, okay, well, I think it's safe to say this one's on the house.
Oh, thank you.
And
that's nice. I tip.
Yeah, from beside the booth, you just hear a voice say, "Oh, fine, so you give him a fucking discount. You make me pay full price? What is it, you got a thing for bald guys?"
I don't know who that is, but thank you for doing your job. And he tips this person. It's like, "I'm sorry you get such a hassle from whoever that is. Have a good one."
A figure kind of detaches himself from, he's clearly like leaning on the wall, comes around, and he's got a giant fucking sword on his back, which is the first thing you notice. And you notice that he is a fallen Aasimar. So kind of angelic features, piercing blue eyes, wearing sleeveless scale mail, and just kind of comes out around the corner, just swaggering with a half mask covering the lower part of his face. And he just puts a hand.
Are we talking like Sub-Zero half masks? I can picture this. Am I right? Great.
Yeah. He's got a big tome hanging off of his hip, and it kind of glows as he reaches up and puts his hand on his sword. And he says, "Look, I know you just got a real good deal on that ticket and everything, but I'm pretty sure no one's allowed in there today, so I can figure out how to deal with this fucking zombie audience nonsense."
Hello, I'm King Butthole Farch, ruler of Asgard, formerly known as Akaw. I'm here with my emotional support animal. I have a ticket, and I have permission from the Lord High Governor to be able to take a look at these zombies. So I'm just going to go in and take a seat.
He pulls the sword off his back, and like it does a very like anime-sized, unnecessarily large sword, not pointing it threateningly, but just kind of keep you at distance.
Great.
Says,
shield comes up, hammer in hand.
Yeah.
I do not know why you are doing this. This seems like a you thing, not a me thing. Well, I just got to go in there and sit down with the ticket that I just bought legally from this excellent person.
Great. So you're the king of butts or whatever. My name's Tyrion, and I am investigating this. It's my job to figure this shit out, and I'm going to do that. I don't need you in there fucking it up. The zombies are already blowing up, and I'm going to run out pretty soon. So maybe you just sit your ass down out here. I'll go figure it out, and then we can talk later.
All right, Tiramisu, I don't know why this is such a problem for you.
Eyes blaze. He raises the sword slightly.
You got my name wrong. This is only fair play. I'm trying to be reasonable here. I just want to go in and sit down, and then I will leave. I'm not going to make the zombies explode. I don't know why you're so aggressive right now. I don't know why you're taking this so personally. I just want to help you solve the same problem you're already trying to solve, and it seems like it's not going well, man.
So you're saying, help me solve this problem. It really sounds like you want to take credit for solving this problem, which does me no good. It means I've wasted my fucking time here for months.
You've been here for months, man?
Yeah.
And they just keep blowing up?
That's only been for the last 3 weeks. I was here. Shut up.
No, what was happening before? Like, what's going on? It seems like you're having a rough time.
Persuasion?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to fart a guidance onto myself. That's an 8.
Yeah, what I was doing here is my business. It's none of your fucking business. What are you doing here? You're just here to steal credit for stuff that other people have been working on. I've been trying to make a name for myself in this town for fucking months, and then I finally get a chance. These weird zombies are doing this weird play watching thing. I'm this close. He holds up his other hand. He's like this close to figuring it out. It's going to be great, and then maybe I can gain some power or some understanding or fucking something. But if you take that from me, then I'm right back where I started 3 months ago, and I just have to live in this hellhole.
All right, what if I promise to not touch any of the zombies while I'm here? I want to go sit in that chair for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to leave. And then you don't have to fight me. There's no risk of you getting hurt. I'm not going to mess with any of your zombies. Apparently, they only blow up at the end. I'm not going to change the play. You're going to have all the credit in the world. I'm going to walk in, see some play, peace out.
Okay,
You can come in and sit with me if you want.
Well, okay then. They're like, puts the sword on his back. He's
All
like,
right.
you can sit with me in there then.
That sounds great. Can we get another ticket, but for him? I'm sorry.
I already paid full price.
Oh,
and he starts
okay.
walking in. He goes, and then he turns back and he's like, but I picked a seat that's further away from yours. Yeah, can I get?
Let's do this.
Yeah,
Let's-
fuck. He's like, hey,
no, I got this. I got this.
thank you.
We'll
All
do
right,
this
thank
together.
you, thank
He,
you.
like, goes and
I'll get you
buys the
back
ticket.
later. Once I've got a reputation, once let's figure out who my patron is, I can get you back.
Dad, don't worry. We can sort that. I know so many people who have issues with patrons and parents. Let me tell you. And
Wait. You
they,
do?
They go gets a brochure. Do you need one of these? Do you know who these people are?
No. Give me
All
that.
right, there you go. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. A lot of people start their journey as like adventurers, and then like the show starting. She's like, okay. They kind of have a tough time with parents. It seems to be like a runner. I think.
Wait. You got a problem with your parents?
Oh, I mean, I had a problem. If you'd asked me that a day ago, I would have been a wreck. But it's been a good 24 hours. I love Corn Day.
Okay. That's that. Okay. Yeah, because like my dad doesn't want anything to do with me anymore. Ever since I ended up in a pact. You know?
Butthole stops at the top of the stairs. They're not even going down to see right now. Okay, so you had the pack thing.
Yeah. So okay.
We'll go there in a second. I got time.
Yeah, look, you seem like kind of a safe venting spot for me because I don't fucking know you and I'll probably never see you again. We might get blown up by the zombie. So yeah. Okay, great. So look, I hit the bottle maybe a little too hard one night.
Oh yeah.
I was in a bar that specialized in magical stuff. There was, like cool drinks, just amazingly sexy people. It was great. The vibe was amazing.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Then I got really drunk, and I was talking to this guy with his tome. Points at his tome. He's like, this
that
tome.
Okay.
Right? So I'm talking to this guy. We're having a good time. We're having a good chat. And then things get a little bit fuzzy. And then I wake up in a ditch without my pants. So, like, okay.
Classic.
But with this tome on my belt and the ability to summon this sword on my back. Oh. And it turns out, and he like leans in, he's like, I kind of maybe made a pact with something, and now I've got these powers, but I don't know who it is. I don't know what it wants. My dad was fucking furious, and I've got these sorcerer abilities, so like those combined with the whole warlocky thing really.
I mean, can I take a look at the book? It feels like the book's going to be really central to this.
Can you roll me persuasion?
Yeah, sure. That is a 27.
I mean,
I'll be quick, I promise, man.
he just stares at me. He's like, okay, but like, don't fuck this up for me, okay? I'm already.
I don't want to do that, man.
Yeah,
I
all
want
right.
help.
All right, here you go.
And Butthole's going to open up the book, and he's also just going to do a little like prayer to himself and smell it, like rub it on his tummy, and try to just use his religious abilities to tell what's going on with this book.
So,
what?
you smell it, you start rubbing it on your belly, and you're thinking, and you feel a little bit lightheaded as you're doing it, and you're kind of rubbing it on your tummy. And when you open your eyes, you are standing in a brilliantly well-lit room. There are clouds kind of passing by outside. There's a massive couch. And a giant pair of eyes on the wall that you're peering out of. So like you can see yourself looking through Tyriamar's eyes at you doing this.
Oh.
And a massive dark shape that just seems to exist outside of the light spectrum with glowing red eyes, large kind of pointed shoulders, long spindly fingers, turns around with a bucket of popcorn and goes, "Oh shit."
Hi. So I'm King Butthole, and you are, I assume, the patron that lives inside the book that's given Tyria a sword.
Yes. How did you get into my house?
Oh, I kind of sniffed and then rubbed the book. So,
You must be tremendously powerful.
oh, thank you. That's very, very kind
Do
of
you
you to
want
say.
us to have a seat and watch this guy fuck some shit up? He's really good at it.
I mean, I'm actually the person that he's looking at right now, so I'm going to try to like do this quick. So, like, he doesn't know who you are, right?
No.
No. So, like, what? You're just like enjoying the show, kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, and he like takes a second and like
Butthole sit down on the couch.
Yeah,
And
he shuffles over and like snaps his fingers, and like the scary bits fade away. He's like, sorry, I have to put on the show when people come in. Just like folds down to almost a bathrobe and like sits down. He says, I just not all of us are out for power or other things. I like to pick people who are really chaotic and fun and weird.
Yeah, he seems like a bit of a hot mess.
He is a hot mess. He has wrecked so much stuff. And I gave him a Hexblade to do it, and he's just been wreaking havoc. And I feel a little bit bad that it kind of ruined his relationship with his father, but his father kind of seems like a dick.
Yeah. Okay. So
Popcorn?
Oh, yeah, thank you. And he takes okay. So
like outside, you just see yourself chewing.
Yep, he's just going to let this happen. All right, so he knows this plays fucking super long. He's seen this one before. It's like me, actually, Ryan, going to Hamlet, being like, "Oh my god, there are a lot of acts."
Oh yeah,
left.
They're still fucking Karsus hasn't even come out yet. It's just
I got hours.
Yeah, Bernard
he's like,
wants his nuts up on the tower wall.
Okay, so you gave him the sword because you like the chaos.
Yes.
And I'm imagining, like, usually pacts have that flow back and forth, but it seems like you're just in it to see what happens, just be entertained.
You know, I've been alive a long time, living in these spiritual realms for a long time. You know, I got into my little scuffles with other, patrons and other things. But there comes a time when you just kind of want to put your feet up and just, watch things unfold. What fools these mortals be?
That makes a lot of sense. So is it going to, like, shit the bed for you if I tell him that, like, he's just got to keep doing cool stuff?
I mean, he's doing it so naturally right now. If you tell him, like, will you not change the observed object?
I think innately by coming in here, I may have already changed the observed object.
Oh, if you just go out and say, I didn't see anything, he'll just believe you.
That's true, but if you look, I'm just standing there chewing invisible popcorn and my mouth is moving.
Does he
like
know what
this.
your method is, though? Maybe you can just say that's how you commune with your god or whatever.
God. I mean, I can try it. I'm not a great liar. So,
Oh, okay.
Okay, but yeah, it seems like you're just having fun. He's doing his thing. Here's the question. Is there a way we could help unfuck the relationship with his dad? Because realistically, if that's bad, he's got to resolve that on his own. Right now, he thinks it's good solely because he doesn't have it. He doesn't know who you are, but it seems like you, I guess, not that you did this, but we're talking about somebody's like own perspective. It seems like he thinks you took his dad.
Oh, no. He was already, you've met him. He's sarcastic, he's brash, he's handsome. That's a bad combination. And he has wild magic. So, like, he was stirring some shit up. His dad is a very boring wizard. Like, kind of oh, you need those garments cleaned? Prestidigitation. Garments are clean. That's it. That's all he wants to do. Yeah. Guy could, like, level a city, but he's like, oh, no, you need clean pants. So was not at all into what dear sweet Tyriamar was doing. So once he made his pact with me, he spent all night bitching about his relationship with his father.
Okay.
And I said, well, look, man, if you want more power to, like, make your own way in the world, I'm your guy. And he said, I don't fucking believe you, man. And I said, okay, well, I tell you what, you swear on my book, and we'll see. And he said, all right, I swear on your book. We'll see. And then I disappeared back into my book because I'm only allowed it once every 1,000 years. So this was a real good night for me. And here we are. So I gave him his Hexblade. And honestly, look, he's trying to solve the mystery of the fucking audience man.
Okay, so
over there.
What if we try to find a way to make this happy for everybody? I go back and I say that I saw a smoky entity that seemed really scary because that seems to be like your general vibe.
You. Yes, I try.
And then I'm like, and when I traded riddles with it or whatever, and I found out that you pacted yourself to do cool stuff, to go on the road so that you could get away from the boring life of being your father's son. And that feels like it's going to send him on a quest to either do more powerful stuff or go back to his dad or whatever. It'll just kind of get rid of the question that might actually be slowing him down.
This is a good plan. But listen, I think he's going to get fucking killed.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
worried
that's
he's
the
going to
problem.
get killed. He drew down on you, and you magicked your way in here, which is a lot. Are you part god or something?
Well, I mean, I told him I was a king, and then he still went immediately to combat, which is not the smartest.
I mean, I think that's kind of dope, but it will get him killed eventually.
Oh, it almost did today.
Okay, well, then I got to wait like another 998 years.
Yeah, so I would say, he's making poor choices. Also, kind of... my exact relationship to godhood is questionable. I think we'll go with demigod for now. We'll just see how it plays out.
Well,
but
he snaps his fingers and a red carpet rolls up to the couch.
Oh, no, I don't need that. We're friends.
It stays for 10 minutes. I'm sorry.
Well,
I can't dispel it. So.
I'm just going to take a minute to appreciate it. It's a nice carpet.
Well, thank you.
Could you make it in any color, or is it always red?
I'd have to take maybe about an hour rest, and then I could do it again. Maybe.
Oh, I don't need to do it again. But okay, so you can kind of pick the color. That's neat. That's neat.
Yeah. Again, I've had a lot of time in the void.
I wish we could hang out more. All right, anyways.
Yes, so here's, I guess my ask is, you seem like you get it and you're super powerful.
Thank you.
You seem to be cutting your way through the world.
Yeah, I kind of do what I
Can
gotta
you
do.
bring him along in your wake?
I have a kingdom, so like...
You have a kingdom. Can he just hang out there?
I mean, you know what he's looking for. So like, is there a kind of job he'd say yes to that he wouldn't murder too many of my civilians with? And by too many, I mean one is too many. So like, I'm going to need him
That's
to
fair.
do
Well, look, he's actually smarter than he lets on. And I think if not to parent him, because I know that doesn't work with this guy, but like if you were able to put him to work in, if you have, do you have, say, a ministry of spycraft or some nonsense?
Oh, I'm a king. I got all that stuff. Yeah, sure.
Great. Okay. Well, yeah. Maybe just send him somewhere you don't like. Send him. He can go find his own way somewhere. Where if he does, go crazy with a hexblade, it's usually fighting bad guys. But I think he wants to feel like he's walking his own path. So just don't be overly prescriptive about it. You can just send him, find a good place for him, and send him to work.
I'll buy him a ticket somewhere nice. Okay. Yeah. I'll get him a gig. I'll talk to him about it. I got a minister who does things. He can go work for him for a bit. That sounds cool.
Wonderful. Okay. Well,
Great. So I'll tell him I met a smoky being.
Yes.
I'll tell him that he asked for the power,
Yep.
and it was related to his dad, so that's up to him. And then I'll tell him that I got a job offer for him because he seems powerful and super cool or whatever. That's
Yeah.
like
I'd also recommend you tell him you'll give him the credit for solving this one zombie thing. If you can just solve it, when you solve this, you'd be like, and Terry Amar was the one who solved the amphitheater. I think that would go over real well.
If I can, I'll do that. But it may require me to take credit for my nation to not die. So I'll split the difference on that one. But I'll give him some credit.
Do whatever you need to behind closed doors. Just say it somewhere.
I'll say
where
it to
he'll hear
him.
it.
Oh, yeah, I'll say it
Don't
to
let
him
him know
for sure.
that.
I know.
Yeah.
Got it.
You get it.
So what is your name? Do you have one? Can I ask? I don't want...
You just it's infernal snarling.
Checking your language proficiencies.
I don't have that one. You know what? I can cast tongues if I need to. So, no, thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. You seem like a good guy. I'll tell him to hang on to the book, I guess. I imagine you magically can't get rid of it, right?
Oh, yeah, no, it's very much bound to him.
Nice.
He hasn't been able to take off that belt until you.
Oh.
Interesting
Indeed.
Well, if anyone's going to read my book of secrets, I'm glad it's you. There's not a lot in there, to be honest. There's some good recipes in the back.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yep.
well, you have a good one.
Thank you.
I'll take this carpet out of here.
Please, by all means.
Thumbs up. It feels nice. I can feel it through the boots. Huh? And he comes out and
I'm going to give you one
Foaming at the mouth.
he spends so much time drooling and eating invisible popcorn as a physical body.
I'm going to give you 1 point of inspiration for making a friend in the void. So you come back out, and Tyrion Mayer has at this point he's got the sword kind of drawn at his hip. And he's like, hey, King guy. Oh, you're
it's
back.
me. You don't have to yell. There's zombies right over there, and they're watching it play.
Oh, right.
Yeah, here's your book.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, did you meet him? What's his name?
I did. His name is complicated and terrifying. He's a smoke being, perhaps a demon. I don't know. Something spooky.
Yeah, okay. Wait, good smoke or oh no, there's a little fire you got to put
No, man.
Yeah, okay, cool.
It's good stuff. Yeah,
Good,
and
all right.
he, I found out from him that you signed on to get all these powers because you wanted to get away from your father, or show up your father, or whatever. So that's
Common
why.
Asimir problem. We got the whole divine lineage thing.
So that's why you got it.
Okay.
So
Wow.
it was your choice. That wasn't part of the trickery. That was just what you wanted, and then you got this deal made. Yeah. So. The other thing is, now that I know that you're like a badass and you got super cool powers, I kind of looks around as though someone would be in here to hear, even though he knows the building's empty. And he's like, I kind of run a foreign country, and we need good spies and agents to travel around the world. And
So you want to put me in charge of it?
I don't want to waste your talent in an office. I've got office people. What I don't have is Hexblade Asimars out there in the world solving the big shit in the dirt. That could be you.
Can you roll me I guess, is this deception or do you mean it?
Oh, he'll give him the job. He doesn't care.
Persuasion then, I
He
guess.
doesn't want him in an office. This guy needs to be in a foreign country, well away from him.
Yeah, go ahead with advantage.
Somebody's going to Kult. 25.
He just nods to himself and says, I won't take your job, but I will work for you.
What?
Awesome, says Butthole, having calculated that as a response he needed to say in this moment. And he's like, let's go sit in chairs.
The two of you make your way into the theater, shuffle along, sit down.
Oh, there's an understudy in this, Butthole says. Look at the brochure.
Can you roll me a stealth check?
Oh, here we go.
Nat 20 for Tyrion. He is silent as the wind.
I have to roll with disadvantage because I am in heavy armor. That is an 8.
So you clang your way in just with your armor. Try to be quiet, but in the way that like someone wearing loud stuff being quiet kind of always is. And the actors all kind of like their eyes dart up to you kind of wide, still delivering their lines. Karsa still hasn't shown up. You are correct. Act 1, very like a lot of
This play is slow.
lot of exposition. They're doing an interpretive dance about the birth of Mistra right now. It's like a lot.
Why do they
And
always add the dance? It was in one production. It's not even in the original script.
and
This is that 8 stealth coming through now.
the human zombie's head just turns. And you hear tendons ripping and snapping.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And the neck cracking as it turns to look at you.
Sorry. He sits down. And,
And it raises a finger and like misses its nose and like hits itself in the eye and goes, shush, because it can't breathe. So it has to just say it.
Butthole's just silently nodding, very embarrassed.
And the zombie considers you for a second and then get like eyes narrow slightly and gives you a nod. Like you've been told. And then it has to shuffle sideways so that it can look at the stage again because it cracked its neck.
Butthole's very glad that neck wasn't more broken. And he casts Detect Magic.
Eyes and ears are lit up. And you see the pole back up across the bay towards the Old Chancel, but you are south of that, so you actually have a new vector for the map.
Great. So it'll be straight north.
Straight north for you, and south of Old Chancel. Yeah.
Great. Butthole has what he needs. He is going to wait until the break at the end of Act 1, where there's always a scene change, so that he has no action on the stage and some sound to cover him to get the fuck out of here.
Great. And Tyrion Mara looks over to you and says, I'm going to stay here and keep an eye on things, but I'll find you somewhere out there. And you'd better make sure it's a cool place I'm going because these talents aren't for wasting. You understand?
And then Butthole, knowing literally Kult is the only place on Earth that he doesn't have any need for a relationship with. It's far away. The unseen hand was there. It's not a political power. He just leans over to Tyrion's shoulder and he rests a hand on it. He leans into his ear and he just whispers, I hope you like undead dinosaurs.
And his eyes flash with kind of blue light. And he like under the mask smiles and just nods and says, fuck yeah, I do.
Fuck yeah. And then Butthole tries to creep out during the scene change.
So yeah, they come out. They're quickly doing the scene change. The zombie like looks at the program kind of frustratedly. Like he's not wearing a watch, but it's the equivalent of like the scene change is really taking a long time. And he actually turns and looks back at you as you're shuffling away. But Tyrion Mar actually leans in and just gives him like a this fucking thing gesture, and the zombie nods and goes back to looking at the stage.
Butthole goes, yeah, it's the perfect time to go to the bathroom. And he just goes.
The zombie raises a thumb.
Okay.
Whoever's puppeting this zombie is awesome, Butthole says to himself on the way out.
And as you leave, they begin Act 2 with a soliloquy that lasts 3 straight minutes, and you make your way away from the theater. So, Quinny, you mentioned that you're going back to the Silver Lion.
That's where we said we'd meet
that's where we said you'd meet up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you all make your way back to the Silver Lion and reconvene kind of outside. Again, Mel's back to doing crowd work and just making sure no one gets too close.
All right, so we got some directions. Butthole take out his map and his hammer and be like, where did my pen go?
Oh, here.
Oh, thank you. Okay. And he just takes it. At this point, it's not even worth commenting on items that are just stolen without permission if they're not valuable at all. He's like,
They're requisitioned by the Minister of Culture for cultural events.
Well, it's also, we've gotten far enough now that Butthole knows that Quinny wouldn't steal anything from the party that would matter.
all the little shit doesn't matter. And everybody's kind of found that level of agreement. So he will draw the line that obviously is the line already that existed and the line that he had from the theater. And be like, okay, so we go from the bay.
Yeah, I got this line here. From this point right here, it looks like it kind of goes in this direction. And I stroke across Butthole's map to just put it all the marks on one piece of paper.
Yeah.
I add my stroke.
Great.
And Juniper will do the same. It's like, yeah, here's the temple and right to Old Chancel.
Okay, we draw a line to there. I'm imagining all these points intersected.
They do. So looking at kind of the vector point is clearly an Old Chancel, and you don't have anyone local to talk to about this, but yes, it's a very clear point.
You say we don't. But there is good old Jimbo Jimothy, the poop cart guy.
So go back to the gate. Hi. Welcome back. Are you leaving so soon? I kind of hoped you'd be solving our undead thing.
We are solving the
Majesty.
We are solving the undead thing. So we've got this map, and right here, you see where all these lines touch? This spot right here?
Yes.
I need you to take us there and tell me what that is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that. I need to get a bit closer because the map is just little shapes. But once I get you there, I can probably tell you what's up.
Perfect.
Great, let's go.
Okay. And then he just takes out his spear. He's like, move aside. Royal's coming through. Out of the way. Royal's coming through. And he proceeds to crowd break back across the bridge, deep into the city, towards an ancient abandoned mansion in the heart of Old Chancel.
This episode of Dum-Dums and Dragons features the voices of Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter, and our DM Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Dum-Dums and Dragons artwork is by Del Borovic, who can be found at delborovic.com. Our theme songs are And Now for That Massive Coronary and Skipping Through the Orchestra Pit Part 1 by Peter Gresser, and our ad music is No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, all available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum-Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. But most importantly, we've got merchandise at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice, or you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDUMBDICE. And tune in next week for more Dum-Dums and Dragons. Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christopher Little, George Dolby, Richard Cranium, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Logan, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Flynn1138, Alarain Okapi, Schrodinger's Pepper, Madre de Gatos, Lady Maiden, Garbo Ape, Locke, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dagger Rain, Rob L, Dia De Los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy, Funky Head, Nomad, the Wise Paladin of the Badlands, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lael, Shulzari, The Long Family, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Alex Parr, Old Man Mojo, Dragonfly, The Body Barrelers, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, Panda24NN, Shendra D, Your Homeboy Bones, The Gator Family, Ellis Hatch, Odigenous, Dan the Welshman, Afflicto Gaming, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.